So originally, I had no plans or intentions of seeing this film. I was going to skip it completely because the first one was terrible. It's a franchise horror film. They're mostly terrible nowadays. So why am I sitting here talking about it? Why did I go see The Nun II? I'll tell you why. Addiction. Addiction and cravings. To that specifically. I was just really, really craving a cinema experience. And The Nun 2 is the only thing that's out that I hadn't seen. So I gave in, I crumbled, and I went to go watch The Nun 2 yesterday. And thank God the cinema ticket prices in the UK for View cinemas are quite cheap. £6.50 for a cinema ticket. So not a massive financial loss. 2 hours of life lost? Absolutely. Horror film franchises like Insidious and The Conjuring and Sinister and all those other ones, it's like cinematic fast food. It's cheap, it's nasty, it has a teenage target demographic who just rush to go and consume it. But every once in a while, the taste manages to hit the spot. And in the case of The Nun 2, yeah, it ain't not McSpicy. And I apologise as well because I'm pretty sure what I have to say about The Nun 2, I've said about 7 or 8 other films that have come out this year in terms of it just being absolutely riddled with all the cliches and all the conventions, because that's just what this film is. Literally everything in this film you have seen a billion times before. The first scare that they attempt in the film is, you know, the football going into the darkness and then rolling back out the darkness thing. How many times have you seen that in a horror film before? Yeah, exactly. But it's not just the horror tropes and conventions. You know, you have the main girl in the boarding school who's picked on by these 3 bullies, and then they kind of corner her and say, oh, we're sorry, you want to go do something fun? And then against all form of logic and reasoning, this, you know, shy, quiet girl actually follows the 3 bully girls into the forbidden part of the boarding school that's all chained off. Why would she follow them? Because it's a film and we need stupid characters to go into scary places to have jump scares. That's why. I can look past and forgive illogic and stupid characters in horror films if the atmosphere is creepy and the film itself is creepy and maybe scary. The Nun 2 is not any of those things. Because again, it's just the same crap that we've seen a billion times over in just so many countless other horror films. And I guess it's just part of that thing I've been saying recently about franchise films, where studios just don't try hard enough with franchise films because they just know, or at least they think and hope, that the IP is going to just sell tickets. And with horror films especially, because you're going to get the stupid 14-year-olds who go to these films and they're going to get the jolts, and that's going to be enough for them. They're not going to give a crap about stupid bad characters and the fact that it's just the same old tropes and that. As long as they get the precious little that's going to be it. And they're just going to rave about the film to their friends like, oh, you got to go see The Nun 2, it's well scary. We just don't deserve nice things as a society. We just don't. I guess consider this a PSA more than anything, to not give in to your cravings. Don't give in to your addictions, especially if you're a cinemaholic like me. If you crave that big screen and those cinema speakers and you just want to see a film in the best format possible, even if you know that the film that's out is going to be terrible, you know you're going to hate it, but you go anyway because you just want that cinema experience. Don't do it, because it's not always worth it. As I kind of expected, The Nun 2 is one of the most dreadful things to grace the silver screen in 2023, and is yet another just completely pointless addition to another horror franchise in Hollywood that just needs to go ahead and just absolutely effing die.